The winners of the 2017 instrumental category are Calvin, Rob, Tom and Varen from the band Arabesk. Welcome guys.
Hey, hello, how are you doing? Thank you.
So Waltz à la Bras is your winning song. How did you come up with that song?
Varen's probably the best person to talk to about that.
Varen.
Well, it was actually written in Maroubra in Sydney, and so it was a waltz, and it was so we call it Waltz à la Bras. And it's actually one of the few songs that is in 3/4. So we thought, why not have a waltz? Because we play different kinds of dances and dance music, and haven't got many waltzes. So we thought, actually, we do have one other waltz, but Calvin plays the brushes on that, and this time he's like able to
exposing himself. He's exposing himself all the way through the track.
So
fantastic.
I'm giving it.
It's got a bit more
than
of
I got.
It's
on the
beautiful.
waltz.
Oh, it's a beautiful song.
Where'd you hear
it? Yeah.
Oh, that waltz. I've never heard a waltz like that.
Never heard a waltz like that.
Oh, it's almost not a waltz,
So,
but it is a waltz. That's the funny thing about when Calvin gets hold of it.
That's right.
Actually, the song is funny because Varen was living in Maroubra, and we did a lot of songwriting together in Maroubra. And the two of us actually had a Napoleon Purtis, who was a cosmetic person, was launching a new range of cosmetics.
Right.
And they wanted a song, and we had to work, just the two of us had to work with these ballerinas in the rocks, and they were in the stairwell, and they said, we need something, and we actually just wrote this. We came up with the piece anyway, but we submitted it to them, and they said, oh, that's perfect. And they didn't realise it was an original. And so we just ended up doing, that was the first time it was ever performed, was at a Napoleon Purtis launch in the rocks.
Really?
And then, when we were doing our EP last year, and Varen suggested, oh, we've got this song, and we've had it for ages, but we've never done anything with it, and showed it to Tom and Calvin. And Calvin said, a waltz? I can't wait to get my teeth into
I'm
that.
going to take it over. When I finish giving all I got,
Some
waltzification.
Waltzification, yeah.
It's going to expand to this
Oh,
wonderful track that's going to win awards.
It'll be award winning. That's what you said. He said that. He said that. Actually, he did. He said,
Great words.
"When I'm finished with this, you'll probably win awards with it." He said that, and we was so thankful too, because you were right.
See?
So the
Sometimes
à la
I know
Bras
what I'm
was
talking about.
à la Bras is just
Maroubra.
remembering Maroubra.
Yeah,
The
Maroubra.
time we had in Maroubra.
Well, there you go. I thought it was more complicated than that.
No, they never are instrumental. See, we're in the instrumental category, so when you name an instrumental song, sometimes it's just because you happen to look at something and it's like, oh, let's call this song Two Dogs. Or whatever. It could be two dogs or it could be two swans. Or Waltz à la Bras, because it was a waltz of the bras.
That's
In
great.
the style of it.
So your musical style is very distinctive. How did you come up with that? What sort of genre would you call yourself?
Wow. That's deep.
We weren't expecting,
Yeah.
hang on,
Yeah.
we have a meeting?
We just because because we got drums, double bass, violin, and drums and guitar. They always think we're a gypsy band.
Yeah,
That's how people always class. So we call it gypsy soul. We had to put something on
gypsy
it
soul.
just to
Gypsy
change
soul,
it because
yeah.
people think we're a gypsy band, but we're not really a totally gypsy band. We just like to play our original music, and the sound is look. We got American, we got Bathurst, country boy,
Australian country boy.
country boy.
What do you got,
We
a South Coast?
Thomas,
South
we got
Coasters,
South
yeah.
Coast, and we got Bulgarian. And we come up with this, so in other words, our just our upbringing, our growing up with the music that we grew up with, and it come together, it's just this sound comes out.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, we don't try and make it sound like that.
Yeah.
We can't make it.
We can't
I
make
think
it.
sometimes we've gone to write a song, if we try and force it, we just hit a brick wall. You know what I mean? We just look at each other and go, anyway, let's move on. And then to get the sound, we just have to do what we do, and you can't turn to one of the band members and say, oh, don't do it like that. It's just like they'll just probably kill you.
So you just
Probably just kill you. You'll probably end up dead.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd hate to do
A lot
that.
of our songs are you know, we get a lot of rhythm-based stuff in all our music. This is a waltz, so we do a lot of rhythm stuff. You know, we go to Africa, we go to Brazil, or we go to Cuba, or we do tangos, or
Middle
we do
East,
Middle East,
India,
you know, we do different rhythms, so we get to mix
Everything.
different rhythms up with our music also as we play, because we all got backgrounds and we play different styles of music. So we kind of fuse it all together.
so you just
You
throw
know?
it all into the mix and
Yeah,
see what comes
throw
out.
it in the mix and see
I
what
always
comes
imagine, look, I always imagine like we're really just one massive rhythm section with a violin,
Yeah.
who is often a part of the rhythm section as well. So it's like we just, yeah. So
out. Yeah, man,
a
you
lot of-
over there.
Yeah.
We're over here.
Everybody in is three.
What I imagine, what
A
I
solid
imagine,
rhythm section, let me do the scene.
what I imagine is like it's like 3 musicians in a rhythm section and Baron. That's awesome. You know, the way that works.
Yeah.
3 of these musicians and Baron, and that's Arabesk. There is, you know, 3 musicians and Baron.
Yeah. I sleep in a different hotel on tour.
Yeah. He sleeps in the good one. He gets the good one.
No, I get the
Yeah.
tent, so in the car.
Next to the camel.
Yeah, sorry, man. It's not enough beds in this one.
But,
Next time.
Yeah. So I mean, that's it. We really came together in 2003, and on the very first meeting of the band, we hadn't met Tom at that point, and Tom's our find of the century. Really, we absolutely love Tom, but in 2003, well, how old were you in 2003?
13.
13. So he was a bit young for the band. His
Yeah,
parents
probably.
wouldn't let us borrow him. But we met in my bedroom in Randwick. And I'd never met Calvin before. And Varen told me all about Calvin. And another friend of mine on double bass from other stuff that we'd done. And oh, you knew Corey. Anyway, so we all got together.
Yep.
And literally it was like from the first beat, that was it. It was on.
Yeah.
And I think just a matter of weeks later, we were played at the Basement, and then we scored a residency at the Opera Bar, and we were playing at the Vanguard, and you know, so it was on. We just launched like that, and we had to keep writing to accommodate the amount of work we had to quickly. So we used to play some old jazz standards, but we used to mess with them a lot. So we used to put African rhythms in them, and you know, change the forms of them just to suit us, and that kind of gave rise to writing a lot of songs too. And yeah, so I mean, it's really since 2003, it's just, you know, and we have literally just we thought we'd grant ourselves after all that time, we've just had a year off. So this is our first get together for the year.
Oh, great.
So it's such a positive occasion to get together
Yeah.
and, you know, really enjoy
Yeah, really
this. Yeah.
Only way is up from here now, fellas. We're getting ready to soar to the sky, to the universe. We get ready to take off to another
Yes,
planet.
Calvin. Yes, Calvin.
To another planet.
Yes, Calvin.
Okay. That's what I
Yeah.
throw that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're touring, whereabouts do you go to?
Well, we just recently, we've made a little relationship with some people in Japan. So since 2011, actually, we've been going back and forth to Japan. So we're off there to there next year. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're playing at the Takutsuki Street Jazz Festival. They're having their 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So they've invited us over to be on the bill for that one next
Okay.
May. And so we'll be touring Tokyo and Osaka and some different areas in Japan. And then here, we've actually specialised in doing a lot of regional touring, actually. So over the years, Arabesk sort of, we'd go down to, if we went to Victoria, we could gig in Melbourne, but then we'd go to Ballarat, we'd go to Bendigo, we'd go to Hepburn Springs and make sure. So we'd always, you know, and then we'd go up north and we'd go via the inland. We could go up to, you know, Armidale, we'd go even, what was that little place? Strange little places that people just probably often wouldn't go, and we could go there.
Yeah.
And I think just because of the nature of what the music is, people would just come out. And so that little Laguna, which is in the Hunter Valley, on the up sort of west of the Central Coast, up the top of the Central Coast, at the up towards the Hunter Valley.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just the post office general store, and they have a shed with a stage in the corner. And when we play up there, we just used to pack it. People would come out of the hills, and so we just did it. It was just on the, if we were coming back to Sydney, we could just drop into Laguna and do a show on a Sunday afternoon. And so we just made a lot of these points. Elands is another place that, you know, no one had ever heard of Elands, which is out
Behind Taree.
behind Taree, Wingham
Mountains.
Oh, I know Wingham.
Yeah, so it's up on top of the ranges up
Beautiful
there.
spot.
Yeah, like absolutely phenomenal place, like you'd never know about. And through a friend of Varen's who lives down in Wingham, she said, "Oh, you've got to come up and do a gig in Elands." And then you think of regional centres, and we've pretty well kind of...
And festivals, we
been
do
there.
festivals.
Yep.
And here too, we do, like this one, I got a t-shirt on here, Blue Mountain Festival.
Yeah, the Blue Mountains Festival.
You know, Palm Creek Folk Festival. You know,
Yeah, Woodford.
Woodford Festival.
yeah.
We do festivals here.
Okay.
And then Queensland as well. We've got Bundaberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Townsville.
Childers.
Childers.
Childers Festival.
And I think sometimes that regional touring is allowed a network to form, basically. So hopefully after a year off, it's still there. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, what we like to do with the regional tours too is we'll do a workshop with the children at the local school during the day.
Oh, yeah.
And then at night time we'll do a show for the parents. So and some kids come along as well, maybe the older kids. But so that's very rewarding for us, and it also gives us a sense of it's very nice for the kids. A lot of them haven't seen the instruments we play.
Yeah.
You know, and if they do, like that, I might be working with 3 or 4 little violin players, and they haven't, apart from their teacher, they haven't really had an experience with somebody from outside of their community, which is great, you know. So it's very satisfying for us.
It is satisfying.
And then at night time, when we do the concert for the parents, there's a whole different kind of energy there than if you go and say at the Vanguard or the basement, where it's a whole different gig, and that's really nice. And that's what we really like about this the touring in the countryside. And
like
Australian countryside is just awesome. It is like there's a lot of people who say, comparing it to Europe, that it's not very diverse as in Europe. In Europe you would travel 100 kilometers and maybe go through 2 different countries, and everyone speaks the different language, eats different food. And I don't agree, because yes, the difference is a little bit more subtle, but each community has their own way of you know, surviving and living with the environment, with each other, and so yes, it's really beautiful for us, being mainly city people as well.
Yeah.
And Bathurst is a city. Let's just not
Yeah.
let's not debate
It's
that.
just not city.
Bush, man.
It's a little city. It's a
It's
little
just
my
a-
kind of city.
It's
My
just a
right
city.
side. Right
It
side.
hasn't quite cited yet, but no. Anyway, that's as far as we touring.
Okay, well, thanks, guys. We really look forward to hearing you live tonight. That'll be really
good.
good.
Yeah, and
Let's
really,
look forward
really
to
great.
playing.
it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Boss on the bra, so I can give it all I got.
Yes.
Well, we're glad you're back.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
The 2017 instrumental category winners.